Hello, welcome to Alexandria Library's Sustainability Series. I'm Christian Reynolds, and today I'm going to show you how to make homemade yogurt without using any special equipment. I started making my own yogurt a few years ago because I eat a fair amount of yogurt, and I was buying 1 or 2 of these 1,000-gram yogurt containers a week, and I wanted to save on plastic. That's a lot of plastic that I was buying, and plastic that would take thousands of years after I'm gone to actually break down, no matter how much I creatively reused it or recycled it. So I saved a few of these, and I started making my own yogurt and storing them in there. It was pretty easy. Let's get started. So I have a stainless steel pot that I'm going to make the yogurt in. It's going to be in this pot the whole time until it's ready to go into the plastic. I have some milk, and I think it's good to have a higher fat content milk. I don't think it comes out as good when it's like low fat. So this is actually 2% fat. I'm not using whole milk, but whole milk is really good too. This is some yogurt that I'm going to use for my starter, and I have a little mug that I'm going to put it in. I'll measure that into there. Normally I just put a couple of blobs in there, but I'll measure it to be more precise for this. I have an instant read thermometer so I can see the temperature, and then just something to stir. Our first step is to heat the milk to 180 degrees and then keep it there for about 5 minutes. By keeping it there, you have a more thicker yogurt in the end. The reason why we heat the milk to 180 degrees is to kill any harmful microorganisms that might be present in the milk right now. And then it makes the milk more receptive to the growth of the yogurt culture. Okay, so it's been about 50 minutes. I'll check it again. Great. It's at 180 degrees. I'm going to leave it for about 5 minutes. I turned it down a smidge so that it doesn't start to overheat and boil over, but it isn't a problem if it gets hotter. I just don't want it boiling over. I'm filling my sink with some cold water, and I'll put the milk in there now. And now I'm going to cool it to somewhere between 100 degrees and 115 degrees. The reason why it has to be lower than 115 degrees is so that the yogurt culture is not killed when we add it to the cooled milk. Here's my yogurt. For a half gallon of milk there, it takes about 2 tablespoons. So after about 10 minutes in the cold water bath, it's hit about 105 degrees. So now I'm going to add the starter in the cup. Dip in a little bit of the warm milk and stir it. I like to use a fork to cut through everything and blend it in really well. And then you add it back into the milk and stir it all in. Cover it. And I have a towel here. I'm wrapping my pot in a towel. It's going to stay in the cooler here, wrapped up. It'll stay at the same temperature for quite a few hours, so it's about 11 o'clock now. I'm going to leave it until tonight around 10 o'clock or so. When I'll check it, it should be pretty much ready to go in the refrigerator. So let's see how the yogurt turned out. So it's been in here for about 10 hours. And the yogurt is solid. Well, my yogurt is finished now. It's been in the refrigerator for several hours and cooled. But I actually like to make Greek yogurt. So what I'm going to show you is the last step for making Greek yogurt. You have to separate the whey from the yogurt itself. So it just thickens it a little bit. Now, the beginning of this video, I said that you don't need to have anything special. So one way you can do this is take cheesecloth and put it inside a colander and on top of a bowl, and then pour the yogurt in and it'll drip out. I actually do have one piece of equipment that I bought for making the Greek yogurt. This has a fine mesh to it and it sits on top of this bowl. So all I have to do is pour the yogurt into that and then let it sit as long as I want it to sit to make the yogurt the consistency that I like. Here's the yogurt. It's been in the refrigerator for 24 hours. I don't really need to keep it in the refrigerator that long, but I do it out of convenience, which is kind of the beauty of this whole yogurt making process. You can be very much do it at your own convenience. As long as you get it to 180 degrees, keep it there for about 5 minutes, cool it down, then the incubation can take anywhere from a few hours to 24 hours, and then if you decide after you refrigerate it that you want to make the Greek yogurt, you can leave it for up to 24 hours. But I've also decided, well, maybe I left it in there a little too long. I'm just going to add a little bit of the whey back into the yogurt. So you can see I drained quite a bit out of there. And so my half gallon fits into this. If I didn't drain it so much, I would have gotten a lot more yogurt. But I do like it thick and creamy. I will add a little bit more. And then this way, you can keep it and use it for a variety of things. I don't usually do much with it, so I frequently will just throw it away. But that's another study to figure out what kinds of things we can do with all of the whey. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have success in your yogurt making.